Marcus had a $47,000 car sitting in his driveway. He was proud of it. He washed it every Sunday, he talked about it at work, and every single month, without fail, $863 left his bank account before he could even blink. He thought he was doing fine. He had no idea that car was quietly costing him over $1 million by the time he retired. Welcome to WealthSimplify, where we make money simple enough for anyone to understand. Stick around and watch this whole video, because if you skip even one part, you will miss something important. While you are here, consider subscribing and giving this video a like. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you are serious about improving your money, and YouTube will start showing you more relevant content like this video that actually helps you succeed. You found this video for a reason, so make it count. Now let me tell you about two people. Sarah and Marcus grew up on the same street, same neighborhood, same public school, same fast food jobs in high school. At 22, they both landed decent jobs. Not dream jobs, but solid ones, enough to pay rent, eat well, and have a little left over. At 24, Marcus walked into a dealership to replace his worn-out sedan. The salesman didn't ask him what he could afford to spend. He asked Marcus what he could afford to pay per month. "What's comfortable for you? $700? $800? Marcus said $800 felt okay. He could manage that. So they handed him the keys to a gorgeous SUV, $49,000, financed over 72 months at 7% interest. He drove off the lot feeling like he'd made it. Sarah, meanwhile, kept driving her old Honda, the one with 112,000 miles and a crack in the dashboard. Her coworkers ribbed her about it. She smiled and said nothing. Fast forward 15 years. Marcus is 39, still making car payments. In fact, he's on his third financed vehicle. He makes good money, but he never seems to get ahead. He's stressed about retirement. His savings account has a few $1,000s in it. Sarah? Sarah retired at 52. So what happened? Let's break it down. Here's the trick that every car dealership knows that most buyers don't. When you focus on the monthly payment, your brain stops calculating the actual cost. Think about it. If someone said, "Give me $49,000 for this car," you'd pause. You'd think hard. You'd compare. You'd maybe walk away. But $830 a month? That feels manageable. That's less than rent. That's what people do, right? This is not an accident. This is the system working exactly as designed. Marcus never thought of himself as someone who spent $49,000 on a car. He thought of himself as someone who spent $830 a month. Those feel like completely different decisions, but they're the same one. And here's where it gets worse. That $49,000 car? It lost roughly 10% of its value the day he drove it off the lot. By the end of year one, down 20%. By year 5, the car Marcus paid $49,000 for is worth somewhere around $20,000. But the loan? The loan doesn't depreciate. Every month, Marcus sends $830 to the bank. The car keeps shrinking in value. The loan balance shrinks too, but slower. Much slower. By year 3, Marcus's car is worth about $28,000. He still owes around $25,000. 3 years of payments and he's barely broken even on paper. Meanwhile, the real math is brutal. Over the life of that 72-month loan, Marcus will pay over $59,000 total for a car that's now worth $15,000. He transferred more than $44,000 out of his household and got a used car in return. Now here's where it gets really dangerous. At year 4, Marcus's transmission starts acting up. The repairs are going to cost $2,200. He calls the dealership. They tell him to come in, trade it in, get into something new. So he goes in. The dealer tells him the car is worth $17,000. He still owes $22,000 on the loan. That's a $5,000 gap. Negative equity. He owes more than the car is worth. Does that stop the deal? No. The dealer just rolls that $5,000 into the new loan. Marcus drives away in a newer vehicle with a bigger payment than before, and he's already starting $5,000 in the hole before the first payment is even due. This is not rare. Right now, nearly 1 in 3 Americans who trade in a vehicle owe more on it than it's worth. The average gap is over $7,000. Some people show up carrying $15,000 in negative equity before they even look at a new car. And so the cycle perpetuates. Bigger loan, longer term, higher payment, less equity, repeat.
Marcus is 39 now. He's been making car payments for 15 consecutive years. He couldn't tell you exactly how much he's paid in total. He's never added it up because somewhere inside, he knows the number would make him sick. So what did Sarah do differently? She kept that cracked dashboard Honda until it had 160,000 miles on it. She didn't love it, but she had paid it off. And instead of going to the dealership the moment it was done, she kept making the same payment. Except now, she made it to herself. Every month, $400 went into a dedicated savings account she called Next Car. 18 months later, she had $7,200. She found a 6-year-old Toyota Camry with a clean service history, 1 owner, 68,000 miles. She paid $8,500 cash, shook hands, drove home. No lender, no interest, no monthly payment. Then she did the same thing again, started saving $450 a month. A few years later, she upgraded to a $13,000 car, paid cash again. Every cycle, the cars got a little newer, a little nicer. But the payment? The payment never came back. While Marcus spent 15 years sending thousands of dollars every month to a bank, Sarah spent those same 15 years building. She invested consistently. She built an emergency fund. She paid off her mortgage early. At 52, the numbers worked. She left her job on her own terms. The car was not the only factor, but it was one of the biggest, most invisible ones. Let's put real numbers on this. The average American makes car payments from their mid-20s until they retire. At an average of $700 a month, that's $8,400 per year. Over 40 years, that's $336,000 walking out the door. And that's before you account for interest paid on those loans. Now flip it. What if that same $700 a month was invested in a basic index fund averaging 8% annual returns? Over 40 years, that grows to over $2.3 million. Read that again. The difference between financing cars your entire life and not financing cars your entire life could be $2.3 million. And the car gets you to the same place either way. That's what the monthly payment is really costing you. Not $830, not even $59,000 over the life of a loan. It's costing you the future version of that money, the compounded, invested, multiplied version. Now, I want to be direct with you. If you have a car payment right now, I'm not here to make you feel bad. The system is engineered to funnel you in that direction. The advertising, the dealership experience, the social pressure, it's all pointed at the same outcome, your signature on a loan. But here's what I want you to walk away knowing. Car payments are a choice, not a requirement. The exit is not complicated. It just takes patience. Step 1. Don't trade in your current car.
Drive it past the point where you feel slightly embarrassed about it. A paid-off car with a $1,000 repair bill still beats a new car payment by a mile, almost every single time. Step 2. When your current loan is done, or if you're already free of it, do not upgrade. Take that exact same monthly payment and redirect it to a savings account. Pretend the payment never went away. Step 3. When you have enough saved, buy your next vehicle with cash. It will be older. It will have miles on it. It will be yours, free and clear. Step 4. Repeat. Each cycle, your cash position grows. Your cars can get newer and better, but the payment never comes back. The first round feels the hardest, but once you buy one car with cash and feel what it's like to own something outright, going back to payments feels almost unthinkable. If this video opened your eyes even a little, please hit that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps us keep making content like this. And share this with someone you know who's been stretching their budget every month, wondering why they can't get ahead. The answer might be sitting right in their driveway. I will see you in the next one.